Well, we expected to get to this. We did the regular implementation of a stack where we wrote the file, and we expected to get a template version as well. Remember that since this is the stack.h template version, there won't be a separate CPP file. It all has to be in the .h. And we're going to make a class called stack, and we'll have private variables called a t pointer, and then stack size has got to be an int because we're talking array elements, and the top has to be an int because it's an array element. And we have a constructor and a copy constructor and a destructor, and push pop is full and is empty. That looks like what we did before. Constructor is I think I can probably pretty close to get away with letting you look at this on your own since we agonized over all the other functions in previous videos. So let's go look at the program then. We're going to include the stack.h class here. And this program shows you some choices. They made it a menu version, so we had some constants for the menu item numbers. That's good. And this is divided into functions. Wouldn't have been necessary, but it's good, and then you get to see then how to send stacks to an array. So we can take a minute to agonize over that. We're going to get we have this menu function that's going to expect to receive an int by reference. And then we have a function called getStackSize that will receive an int by reference. And then a push item function which will expect to receive a stack of strings by reference. I'll take the coloring off there so you can see it. And then a pop item stack of strings by reference. So we'll have two variables, a stack size and a choice. And then we'll call the getStackSize function and send it our empty stack size at this point. Well, let's go down and see that. We can't make the stack till we know the stack size. So we're going to get in this size by reference. What do we call it? Stack size? Up there. Yeah. Size by reference. How big should I make the stack? Remember, it's an array implementation, so we have to set it in advance. And then while the size is a data validation, while it's less than 1, enter size. So you get this number, so now you know the stack size, and we took it by reference. We could have returned it, but we didn't. We just took it by reference. So now up here then, we can say instantiate or create a stack of strings called stack. Is that a good idea? I mean, the capitalization is different, but somebody might get confused. Anyway, stack of strings called stack of size stack size. And then we'll go do the menu. And again, we're getting choice by reference from the main program. And ask them, what do you want to do? And then you can display the items of choice. So it's interesting. What do you want to do? And then they'll display push choice, which is my constant name, number 1. That was an interesting way to implement it. You can see the output. I'm not going to run it. See the output in the book. So there you have your choices. And then we have a data validation with choice. Okay, so we did that. Now we'll, if choice is not quit choice, then do a switch statement. If they want to push, then call the push item function and send it the stack. And then you would break out. So let's go to the push item. There we go. Push item, and it's going to send the stack by reference. It's going to get the stack by reference. And now this is a stack of strings, so we'll have to make a variable to put the string in, whatever the user is going to type. And always safer to do a cn.ignore before we start, right? Because we're switching. We don't know if we're switching back and forth between strings and other variable types. So we'll just do a cn.ignore. Enter an item. Remember, you have to use getLine because we're doing a string. It would be cn.getLine if we had a C string, like a primitive data type. Remember the mnemonic? I helped you learn about that. But this is a string class, so we'll use getLine via cin, put it in item, and then to the stack object do the push method and send it item. And the pop is the same way. We're going to get the stack by reference, and this time we'll have to have an empty variable. We'll have to empty it because we're going to get something into it. So we'll empty it first, and then we'll pop the item off, put it in item, and then if item is not null, but empty or has nothing in it, then you can say such and such was popped. Same idea as what we did in chapter 17, exactly, template version, and using a stack.